All right. Well, obviously a good way to start off the season, with a win. It's a good way to start the season off. Good start. Cam, I thought did a really good job of really taking his knowledge of what he's learned from the system and executing well. Uh, I thought the offense did acceptable. Acceptable. Obviously, the defense, did a really good job of getting to the ball. Three interceptions. Just to start off the season, that's really good. So I'm really proud of those guys. And that's pretty much it for the start. So I'll be ready for your questions. Who wants to go first?
All right, first question, Stephanie Jenkins, followed by Iko Fujimoto.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Stephanie, how are you?
Good. So just your overall thoughts on Cam's performance?
Yeah, I'm really proud of Cam, how he's integrated his knowledge of, how much he's been able to pick up with this system. It's a whole new team for him, so obviously we got some expectations for him. And I thought the first game he really kind of showed a little sprinkle of his old self, running the ball, option routes, QB sneaks, and he seemed pretty accurate throwing the ball. I think he had 155 yards. Obviously that's not, Tom Brady numbers, but, it's a new year. We got a new staff and everything. We got a new offense, new defense, new everything. So that's a good start for Cam.
Okay, next question, Iko Fujimoto, followed by Mario Andretti. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Mr. Fujimoto. How are you?
Thank you. Good, thank you. Just overall thoughts from overall how you thought the offense went.
Yeah, I thought the offense, did pretty well. 21 points. That's pretty okay. That's pretty good for the first week. Last year we had 30 in the first week, but like I said, it's a new year, and we're just trying to focus. Take it one game at a time. So I thought the offense did decent. There were obviously a couple things that we could work on, Nikhil. But it's we're gonna have to take it one game at a time. So.
And next question, Mario Andretti, followed by Dante Smith.
Hey, Coach, how you doing here?
Hey, Mr. Andretti, how are you?
I'm doing good here. Pretty good game from Cam. I thought he did a really good job out there. My question for you is the defense, actually. 3 picks just from the first week. What do you think about that? How about that, huh?
Yeah, 3 picks. I mean, Adrian and Stefan, doing Stefan things. And then JC, doing JC things. I'm really proud of JC and how much he's really elevated through. I think it's only his 3rd year in the league, and he's already got, all pro numbers, and that's really hard to do. So I'm really proud of JC. Stefan, he's just doing Stefan things, and Adrian's making a pretty good first step. Being in this team. We obviously we picked him up from LA, and he's got a pretty good group of guys. He had a pretty good group of guys with him. Desmond and Casey, I think, was there still. So he had a pretty good group of guys with him too. So Adrian's doing pretty well, and hopefully he can keep it up.
Okay, next question, Dante Smith, followed by Zijia Lee. Hey, man. What's going on?
Hey, Dante. How are you?
Alright, so my question for you is Josh McDaniels' play calling. Do you think, he had a couple miscues out there, with the pulling for the guards, and, obviously, it left the gap open. I think it was like the A or the B gap. I'm not completely sure. It was somewhere in the interior. and that was a tackle for loss. So I was just wondering if there's any room for concern for you.
It's early in the season. Sometimes offensive mistakes happen. Just like we always say, shit happens. So I talked to Josh during the post-game locker room, and I said, "Hey, Josh, you got 5 offensive linemen, you got 5 defensive linemen, and you tell a guy to pull." I says, "What do you think's going to happen, Josh?" So hopefully he understands that. It's early in the season. Obviously, we'll make adjustments later in the year when we need to. So.
Next question, Z.J. Lee, followed by Eric Sampson.
Hi, Mr. Lee.
Good, thank you. My question for you is, how do you think you're going to match up against Seahawk?
Well, Seattle's going to be a tough game. They got a lot of great players. Josh was fortunate enough to go over there with he's got a really good quarterback with Russell with him. He's got DK Metcalf with him, and I think Phil is now on the Seahawks now. And then of course they got a good running back, Chris Carson. And then the defense, they just picked up Jamal Adams, so that's going to be really. I think he had 12 tackles last week. I mean That's impressive. I think he had 12 tackles. I think 2 picks, or 2 forced fumbles and 2 tackles for loss, and I think a couple sacks. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, Jamal Adams is something else. Obviously containing him is going to be really, really tough. So we're going to have to just do as much prep, as much practice as we can in order to figure out how we're going to deal with Seattle.
Okay, next question, Eric Sampson, followed by Edward G. Robinson. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Hey, Eric. How are you?
Hey, just overall thoughts on the offensive line and how they did.
I think the O-line, with David coming back, I think it's really going to give this O-line the energy that they need again. Obviously last year with Ted. Ted was a solid backup, but he's with Miami now, and I think with David coming back, I think it's really going to help this offensive line a lot. He's a young guy and he's still a really good center, so I'm really proud of David and what he's been able to do so far, and hopefully his blood clot hopefully is behind him, and hopefully he can return back to his old self. But I think last game was a really pretty decent start for this offensive line, with the new people coming in, guys like, Jermaine and Isaiah, starting again. So hopefully the tackles can maintain. I think Cam, only got sacked, once or twice, but that's pretty good. So hopefully this O-line can keep it up.
Your next question is Edward G. Robinson, followed by Melissa DeFanzo.
Yes, Edward G. Robinson. Yes, he's back.
My question is, how do you feel about Sony Michel's performance?
Yes, Edward G. Robinson. Okay, so Mr. Robinson's back. Okay, Edward, listen. Sony had a poor game. I don't know what the hell is going on with Sony. I don't know. I have no clue. He's like Sony, but without the money. He's not making money. He's Sony. He's not. I don't know what the hell's going on with Sony. So he's got to pick his game up soon, because he's got David back and he's still playing like crap, which is inexcusable. And I want to see that from Sony. I wanted to see him come back, nearly 1,000 yards. I want to see that Sony. I want to see 3 touchdowns in the first half Sony during the playoffs. That's what I want to see from him, because I know he's capable, but I don't know why he just won't deliver. I don't know why that is. But, it's early in the year, and, I trust that he can pick himself up.
Okay, Melissa DeFanto, followed by Kurt Chang.
Hello, Jim.
Hey, Melissa, how are you?
I'm good. Just your overall thoughts on Julian Edelman and how he did.
Yeah, I think Julian is really starting to click almost pretty quickly with Cam. Obviously he had a little bit of his old school stuff, simple play action, crossing route, throw over the middle, run after catch. I think he had a good I think a 25-yard catch with that in the game. So obviously, he's still got his old school run. He's still got his old school routes with him from when Tom was here, and this offense really I don't think is going to change that much. I think it's just going to be a little bit more run option routes with it, or run option plays with it, and run pass options and option routes, or not option routes, but option handoffs. You know what I mean, like the Ravens playbook. So yeah, but I'm really proud of Julian. I mean, Julian is Julian. I mean, he's a warrior, and I love him. So.
Okay, Kurt Chang. Next question, followed by Weston Fields. Yo, Jim! Yo, man!
Hey, Mr. Chang, you alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright.
I'm good. My question for you is about N'Keal Harry and the fumble. Do you think he can fix that eventually?
I hope so. I really do. I really do. Same thing with Demir. I mean, Demir's got to get his shit together with, he can't be fumbling punts or kickoffs or whatever the hell it was. I know someone ran into him, but I mean, still, you got to secure the ball or call a fair catch and let it bounce. I mean, do whatever the hell you got to do. But N'Keal, he can't be fumbling, close to the end zone and getting touchbacks and all this other shit. You got to take care of the fucking ball. And I really try to emphasize this. I told the guys in the post-game locker room, I said, guys, we really try to stress the fundamentals, because if you embrace them, you'll win. And, things like ball security and, situational football and all this other, easy shit. And then you got N'Keal doing crap like that. And I says, N'Keal, you can't be doing that. That's not how it goes. No. That's not how we fly around here. So, N'Keal, he's still young, I understand that, but, Jesus Christ. I told him I want to see the Arizona State N'Keal Harry. I don't want to see Miami Dolphins Week 1, 2020-2021 season N'Keal. I want to see the Arizona State N'Keal. One-handed catch on his back.
Okay, next question, Weston Fields, followed by me, Tim Rikens.
Hey, Tim, yeah.
Hi, Coach.
Hey, Weston, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing all right.
Good.
Just the overall thoughts of the linebacking core, and how do you think they did?
Well, linebackers, I think we still got a long way to go. It's like I said, it's only the beginning of the year, and I'm really happy to see Derek finally get something done. With his one sack, the only sack that this team had, which is a little surprising. Slightly surprising. And I want to give a big shout out to Anthony Jennings, stopping Jordan Howard, 2nd and goal at the line. I really love Anthony, and I think we got to use him a lot more. I think Anthony really is going to bring a lot of energy to the team, a lot of spark, a lot of fire to the linebacking core. I think he could be Jamie Collins' replacement. I really do. And I think Josh could be Kyle's replacement. So, and then as far as a Landon, Juwan's going to have to embrace that role, and I think Juwan did okay, but I think, Juwan's still pretty young, too. I think he's about 24, 25, so, he's still got a long way to go, too. So, but overall, the receiving core, the linebacking core, I thought they did, pretty well for the start of the season. Derek had the 1 sack, so there is hope.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
Hey, Tim.
Here.
Yep, how are you?
I'm good. Just your overall thoughts on the secondary and how they did.
Yeah, the secondary I think did really well. Adrian and Devin, taking point, and Stefan, like I said at the beginning, Stefan just doing Stefan things. JC is doing JC things. A 37. JC had I think a 37 or a 34 passer rating last year. That's incredible, and I'm really proud of JC. I really like this kid. Stefan, he was the Defensive Player of the Year last year, and I think he he deserved it. He's a really skilled corner. He knows what he's doing, and the thing I like about Stefan is that he thinks he could get better. And I says, Stefan, you're fine. Just play like you did last year. Tell JC to get better, because JC, I think, can get better. So, but JC, if you think about it, JC has statistically JC, and I try to emphasize this to tons of people, tons of Patriots fans. I says JC is better than Stefan statistically, but we don't give any credit to JC. You know, and that's kind of bullshit, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm really proud of the secondary, and I think Adrian. Is going to be pretty good, so I'm really confident in Adrian. And I don't know what happened to Kyle Duggar. I don't know. We didn't see one rep from him last year. I don't know, or last week. And Jawan Williams. Jawan is finally starting to get his shit together, so I'm really proud to see Jawan step up, and I'm really looking forward to see him get more reps too. All right, I got one more question, then I got to get going, guys.
All right, Coach, I'm sorry, just one last question.
Yeah, you're fine.
Your overall thoughts on J.J. Taylor? I know a lot of fans out there have been really pleased with his performance.
Yeah, I'm really proud of J.J. I thought he did a great job. You know, he's a little guy, but he's a strong dude, so I'm really proud of J.J. And, you know, this was only because, you know, Damien's on IR, so, I mean, promoting J.J. to the 53-man roster, I think, J.J., I was surprised to see how stable he was. I mean, he's a... You know, catching the ball out of the backfield, he's a damn good guy coming out of the backfield, and so I think him and Rex and James, I think, could be triple trouble for linebackers and corners in the flat. So I'm really proud of JJ. Hopefully he can keep it up. All right, thank you guys. I got to get going. Thank you, guys. All right. Ugh.